It started 3 months ago. The first time I thought it was just a bad dream. I woke up, or at least I felt awake. I couldn't move. My eyes were wide open, and I could see my room clearly. The dresser across from me, the sliver of light from the street lamp through the blinds, the red digits of my alarm clock glowing 3:14. Then I saw it, a figure in the corner, completely black, not like shadows but darker than the room. No face, no features, just standing there, still as a statue. Watching, I tried to scream. Nothing came out. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. My body was frozen, like it didn't belong to me anymore. I lay there for what felt like minutes, heart pounding, until I blinked, and it was gone. I sat up, gasping. My sheets were damp with sweat. My chest ached like I'd been holding my breath. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. I didn't think much of it the next day. I Googled it, sleep paralysis. Apparently it was common. Stress, bad sleep, anxiety. I shrugged it off, but it happened again. 2 nights later, same thing. Woke up, couldn't move. Same shadowy figure, this time closer. It was near the foot of my bed. Taller than the door frame. It didn't move, didn't speak, just stood there, watching. Then it leaned, just slightly, like it was tilting its head. When I snapped out of it, I jumped out of bed so fast I knocked over the lamp. I left, the lights on for the rest of the night. Over the next 2 weeks, it kept happening. Every few nights. Then, every night. It always came at around the same time, between 3 on and 4 now a.m. Always the same figure. Always watching. I stopped sleeping properly. I dreaded going to bed. I tried everything. Sleep podcasts, melatonin, no screens before, bed white noise machines. Nothing worked. One night I tried staying up all night. I fell asleep around dawn. It didn't come that time. I thought maybe I'd found a trick, but when I woke up, there was something scratched into my nightstand. 4 letters. Mine. I went to my doctor. He said it was probably stress. Prescribed something mild for anxiety. Told me to relax. I went to therapy. My therapist listened, nodded, suggested journaling, said, "Sometimes we give shape to things our minds can't process." I wanted to believe that. But then it followed me. I was at my desk at work fighting sleep when I felt it. That pressure on my chest, that same frozen feeling. But I was awake. At least I thought I was. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. My screen flickered. The office lights dimmed. And in the reflection of my monitor, I swear, I saw it. Behind me. I blinked and it was gone. That night, I stayed at my friend Lisa's place. I didn't want to be alone. She laughed it off at first. "Girl, you need a vacation," she said. But she let me crash in her guest room. I fell asleep with the lamp on. Sometime in the night, I woke up, couldn't move, couldn't scream, and it was there. Not in the corner this time. At the side of the bed. So close, I could feel the cold. Its head tilted again. I couldn't see a face, but I could feel it smiling. Then it whispered. I didn't hear it with my ears. I felt it, inside my head. "You can't run from what you let in." When I woke up, I was back in my apartment. I don't remember leaving Lisa's. I panicked. I called her. She said I'd left early, said I told her I had a work thing. I didn't. I had no memory of it. That was the worst part, the gaps. I started waking up in places I didn't remember going to. Once I woke up sitting in the hallway outside my own apartment door, keys in hand. Another time I was in my car, engine running. Every night it came. I tried to fight it. I screamed inside my head, tried to move a finger, a toe, anything. And one night I did. I moved my hand just an inch, and the shadow jerked, like it was shocked. I woke up with my wrist cramping, but I smiled. It was the first time I'd fought back. I started reading everything I could about sleep paralysis. Ancient cultures thought it was demons, spirits, dark energy. Some called it the old hag. Others called it the watcher. Some believed it fed on fear. One article said something that stuck with me. They come because we let them, through thoughts, habits, attention. What you fear, you feed. So I stopped reacting. The next night, when it came, I didn't try to scream. I didn't panic. I focused on breathing slowly. In my mind, I said, "You're not real. You don't control me." It moved. For the first time. It twitched like it was angry. But it didn't. Get closer. The next night, I did it again. Same routine. Calm breathing. No fear. I repeated a phrase in my mind. I take my mind back. "You don't belong here." It screeched. Not out loud, but inside. Like a static burst across my thoughts. Sharp and sudden, and then it disappeared. Gone. That was 2 weeks ago. It hasn't come back since. I sleep with the lights off now, slowly easing back into normal life. I still have trouble falling asleep, but when I do, it's dreamless. Quiet. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a demon or just a part of me I didn't understand. But I do know this. Fear gave it power, and I stopped feeding it. I work the night shift at St. Jude's Medical Center. I've been a nurse for 6 years. Nights are quieter, slower, and honestly, I prefer them. Less chaos, less traffic getting in. You learn to love the stillness of the hospital at 3 a.m. until it starts to feel not so still. It started about 3 months ago. The first time was just a sound. I was restocking supplies in the hallway outside room 309 when I heard footsteps behind me. I turned. No one. I even peeked into 309, which had been empty since they renovated the wing. Lights off, curtains drawn. I shrugged it off and kept going, but then it happened again. And again, I started hearing voices, whispers, barely audible, just enough to make me pause and look around. They came from odd places, utility closets, the elevator shaft, the old break room no one uses anymore. Each time I went to check, nothing. Didn't tell anyone at first? What do you even say? "Hey, I think ghosts are trying to page me." But it started getting stranger. Things would move. My pen light vanished from my cart one night and showed up in the fridge in the staff lounge. IV bags I just restocked would be missing minutes later. I thought I was just tired. Night shifts mess with your head. Then I saw her. It was around 2:30 a.m., and I was finishing notes at the nurse's station when I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. I looked up and saw a woman in a hospital gown walking down the far hallway. Slow steps, head down, bare feet. I stood up. "Ma'am, do you need help?" She didn't respond. I followed her, turned the corner, and she was gone. No rooms open, no doors closing. Just the quiet hum of fluorescent lights and the smell of antiseptic. I checked the patient list. No one had left their bed. Nothing on the monitors. I told myself it must have been a confused patient, maybe a shadow, a reflection, but I couldn't shake it. A few nights later, I saw her again. Same hospital gown, same pace. This time she was facing me. Pale skin, dark circles under her eyes. Her mouth was open like she was gasping, but no sound came out. I blinked, and she vanished. I finally told Carla, another night nurse. I expected her to laugh. She didn't. Instead, she looked at me for a long second and said, 309. "What?" "About it?" I asked. She lowered her voice. "That's where they found her. A patient who went missing years ago. Before our time." I frowned. "What happened?" Don't know the whole story, but every nurse who's worked night shift long enough has seen something around that room. That night I went home and did something I shouldn't have. I searched the hospital's name online with keywords like missing patient, room 309, St. Jude's disappearance. It took a while, but I found it. In 2008, a woman named Angela Rourke, 34 years old, was admitted for severe pneumonia. Her condition was improving. Then, during a night shift, she vanished. No discharge, no witnesses, no security footage. just gone. They searched the building, searched nearby streets, no sign of her. Her family sued the hospital. There was a quiet settlement. After that, the case faded from the news. Room 309 was renovated the year after. I couldn't stop thinking about it. The woman I saw, the way she looked, the hospital gown, it matched the photo in the article. Same eyes, same hairline. Angela, was it her? I decided to do something stupid. Or brave. Still not sure. I brought in an old voice recorder from college. Nothing fancy. Just something I could slip into my pocket during my rounds. That night, around 3 a.m., I walked by room 309. Lights off. No patients. I stood outside the door for a minute. No sounds, no movement. Angela? I whispered, feeling ridiculous. If you're here, I just want to help. Nothing. I sighed and moved on. When I got home the next morning, I played the recording. Most of it was silence, my footsteps, the soft buzz of the hall lights. Then right after I said her name, I heard it. A whisper. So faint I almost missed it. Help me. I dropped the recorder. I played it again, this time with headphones. Help me. And then another voice, deeper, angry. She's mine! I called Carla, told her everything. We met in the staff lounge before our shift. I've heard the voice too, she said. Not that clear, but sometimes I feel like something doesn't want her to leave. Something? I asked. She looked around and leaned in. We think it wasn't just an accident. What happened to her? I waited. Back then, one of the night nurses went missing a week after Angela did. Quiet guy, kept to himself. Some people say he was obsessed with her. You think he hurt her? We don't know, but no one's seen him since. That night I avoided 309 until the call light went off. I stared at the board. 309. The room was empty. Had been for days. No patients assigned. No staff working in there. I looked at Carla. She saw it too. We both walked down the hall. The door to 309 was open. Inside, the light flickered. The air was colder. I felt it in my bones. On the bed lay a hospital gown, neatly folded. And on the mirror above the sink, written in condensation, "He still keeps me here." Carla gasped. I couldn't move. Behind us, the door slammed shut. For a moment, everything went silent. No hum, no lights, just thick, heavy stillness. Then the whispers started. Not one, dozens, too fast to understand. Too layered to separate. Then a scream, high, desperate. It sounded like her. I reached for the door. It was stuck. Carla was praying under her breath. I put my hand on the mirror and said, "Angela, we're here. You're not alone." The lights snapped on. The door creaked open behind us. We left without speaking. We went to hospital administration. They brushed it off. Urban legends, they said. Old building noises. So we tried something else. Carla and I went to the chapel. We asked the chaplain to bless room 309. He didn't ask questions, just nodded and followed us with a small cross and a vial of holy water. We stood in the doorway as he muttered a prayer and sprinkled the room. The air felt lighter when he was done. That night, nothing happened. No footsteps. No whispers. The monitors stayed quiet. A week passed. Then 2. No signs. I slept better. I didn't feel watched anymore. Sometimes I still pass 309 and pause. The room is just a room now. Empty. Quiet. Still. But I like to believe she's gone. Free, and whoever kept her there, whoever whispered, "She's mine," is gone too. Some nights I leave a small flower on the sink in 309, just in case she comes back, so she knows she's not forgotten. It started with a DM. "Hey, gorgeous. Miss your face." I didn't think much of it. I used to model years ago. Nothing big. Some catalog work, a few makeup brands, a small local campaign. I quit the industry when it stopped being fun. Moved to a quieter life. Private profile, low-key friends, nothing flashy. But the message felt off. It was from a new account, no posts, no followers. I deleted it. Then another came, and another. Some were flattering. Others were vile, threatening, all from different accounts. But the language? It was too similar, too deliberate, like someone was pretending to be different people, but couldn't quite hide their tone. I blocked the accounts, reported them, tried not to think about it. Then my friend Danny messaged me, "Hey, are you okay? Why are you saying weird stuff about me online?" I had no idea what she meant. She sent a screenshot, an account using my name and an old headshot, posting fake messages, calling Danny a traitor, talking about revenge and payback. It was deranged. I didn't make that. I said. She believed me, but her boyfriend didn't. More fake accounts popped up. Some used my photos, some used my name with one letter off. They messaged my friends, my coworkers, even my sister. One of them emailed my boss. Subject: do you know who Zoe really is? I tried everything. New passwords, two-factor authentication. I deleted all my old photos online, made all my accounts private. I even deleted some altogether. Still, they kept coming. It felt like playing whack-a-mole. I'd shut one down, two, more would appear. Then the phone calls started, blocked numbers. No one spoke, just breathing. Once, a low voice whispered, "You look better in real life." That same night, I found a printed photo in my mailbox, one I hadn't posted anywhere. A candid shot of me walking to the grocery store, keys in hand. Smiling at nothing. I felt sick. I went to the police. They took a report. The officer looked tired. "This kind of thing is hard to track," he said. "They're using VPNs, burner accounts, no direct threats, just harassment. It falls into a gray area unless it gets physical." "So I just wait until they show up?" I asked. He didn't answer. I started sleeping with the lights on. I bought cameras, one for the front door, one for the hallway. One pointed at my bed. I stopped going out after dark. I changed my routine, stopped checking social media, but the stalker adapted. My friend Jake got a message from an account pretending to be me, begging for help, saying I was in trouble and needed him to come to my apartment. He almost did. Luckily, he called me first. Then, it escalated. One night, I was in the shower when I heard a knock at the bathroom door. Not the front door. The bathroom door. I froze, the water still running. I turned it off and waited. Silence. Then, a voice. "Zoe, come out, I miss you." I grabbed a towel, heart racing, and ripped open the door. No one, just steam. And the camera light on my phone blinking from the counter. Hadn't touched it. I called the police again. They checked the locks. The building security footage showed nothing. They told me it was probably stress. Maybe a prank. A prank? Someone had been inside my apartment. I changed the locks. Moved into a friend's spare room. For a while, things went quiet. Then one morning, I woke up to an email. Subject line: "Why'd you run?" Attached was a photo of me sleeping in my friend's guest bed. I spiraled. I stopped working, stopped eating. I barely spoke. Everything felt infected, unsafe. Even my reflection didn't feel like mine anymore. My friend Emma dragged me to a cybersecurity specialist named Raj. He looked through my laptop, my phone, everything. "You've been keylogged," he said. "Someone's been recording everything you type. They've had access for months. He wiped everything. Set up new protections. Gave me a whole checklist of things to do. New devices, new accounts, separate networks. You'll probably lose some stuff," he said, "but it's better than being watched." I moved again. New city, new number, no social media, no photos. I didn't tell anyone where I was going, except my sister. Weeks passed, quiet, still. I started to feel like a person again. I even went out one night just for coffee. When I got home, There was a note under my door. Just one line. Tried the coffee too. Bitter. Like you. That night I slept in the closet. I kept the lights on. Knife in hand. My heart never slowed. I knew now I wasn't dealing with some random troll. This person knew me. Knew my life. Knew how to get close, and I was done running. I went back to Raj. I think I know who it is, I said. I told him about Liam, a photographer I used to work with. He was talented, charming, obsessed with control. We dated for a few months. Years ago, I left when he started tracking my location just to feel connected. Raj ran a search. He found several of the fake accounts linked to a single IP, buried under layers, but there. The IP belonged to a studio in Brooklyn, Liam's studio. We took it to the police. This time, they listened. They found him there. Dozens of old hard drives. Copies of my emails, texts, photos, some going back 5 years. He had folders labeled with my name, my friends' names, even folders named things like future messages and what she'll say next. It wasn't just stalking, it was a game. He admitted to all of it, said he missed my attention, said he wanted me to feel like he was still in control. Even if I didn't know it was him, he said it with a smile. Liam's facing trial now, harassment, stalking, illegal surveillance, data theft. It's not enough for what he did, but it's something, and I'm healing. Slowly. I have a new life. A safer one. I still don't post photos. I still check every room before I sleep. But I'm learning to trust the quiet again. I don't think I'll ever feel truly safe, but I do know this. I survived, and he's not watching anymore.